Well, hello everybody. It's your boy KennyKen coming back to you one more again, y'all. Just sitting around on this Sunday afternoon, about 9 o'clock. Did a video series a little earlier today. It's entitled "Ask Do Right," number 4 series. They're kind of my little number series. They're kind of going on right now. And some help come along down the road to make it do what it need to do. I'm trying to load that other one up and just had to kind of get away from it, and for some reason something led me. I just guess you can say, brother, kind of fool, and got a lot of things that I want to share with our people. Now the Bible says, somewhere over in the New Testament, I believe, and if I'm lying, then somebody will be able to prove and to show me as a liar. So, but it says that be careful when you entertain men, something to that effect, and because you may be entertaining an angel. Now I ain't trying to say I'm no angel nothing, because I ain't trying to give nobody no reason to try to charge me with blasphemy. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm so, kind of fool, and got a lot of things that I want to share with our people. Now I got this one kind of setting up a little more closer and everything, so you kind of see the eyes. Okay, it said that the keys to the soul is in the eye, the windows. The window to the soul is the eyes. And I want us to ask ourselves a few things. Okay. Since I've been on Facebook, I come on kind of silly, talking radical a little bit. Everything was fine. Then I start, posting a lot of videos and books and different things. And then people stop communicating, stop talking. At least I thought. And then if I get back silly again, okay, then I get conversation. And so I was like, while I'm laboring to try to raise people, I get isolated, seem like. But when I'm silly and dealing with mundane things, everybody hopping on it. Everybody gotta laugh. But I have come to learn that none of that I was doing was in vain. And it all had its purpose. And a lot of it, I don't quite understand the purpose of it and the way it went down like it did and like it doing. Ain't that making any sense to anybody else? And some may call me crazy. You call me radical. Some of y'all will call me brother. But to everybody, I'm something. To my daughter, I'm daddy. To my father, I'm his son.
To his brother, he's brother.
That's right. And so I want to go out and take this little time,
Dad, can I have some candy?
No, no candy. You just say no candy.
Can
Thank
I get
you.
it later?
Maybe. When later come, we'll see. All right? I've come to find out that a lot of my stuff went in vain, and I want to kind of give a few shout outs.
By the way, is that the last video?
Which one?
That one.
Yeah.
Can you play cards with me and Khadijah?
Yeah, we will play cards.
Okay.
I'll be through here in maybe about 30 minutes.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Bye-bye.
Khadijah.
And I know it seems sometimes that, you know, especially on some of the Facebook posts and forums, and it might seem like I was real hard and a woman hater, and it felt like I beat up on those that people, or that I term the devils. Nevertheless, and kind of, you know, call a few names, and, you know, the pimps in the pulpit, la. Why, you know, not pointing out nobody specifically, but still, you know, throwing rocks. Let's just be honest. Y'all know I've been throwing rocks. But I don't want my people to think that I'm trying to pick a fight with us. I'm looking more to get us to start talking to one another. See, we can say that we love one another. And we can say we're proud to be black, and we can say, you know, the whole nine, okay? We ain't gonna go deep into that. But love is an action word. And we need to start loving each other out our heart. And exercising that love and the care by putting it into action and showing each other that we love them, not just in words. Sometimes we have people that's sick and they need somebody to cook for them. Just taking up a little benevolent offer and sending $30 over there in a card is not love. That's token. It's like we're too busy trying to get our children the things that we didn't have, because it looked like the things that we didn't have were where it was at. And it seemed like the more we could give them, or the thing we thought we didn't have, that we thought was so much, we kind of felt like in our own self, a lot of us, not all of us, that we done made it. But where did we make it? What and who set the standard of the making it? A few sisters, I just did a series, really just giving my part of it. About the sister said something, a question about the way I say a lot of things. And a lot of sisters done kind of said that to me. I want them to know that I hear you, sister. And I have to give out an apology and ask and be man enough to ask for forgiveness from a lot of y'all. Come man enough to do that. But you have to understand our sides too, because we in this together. We need each other. Because as black men, we run around here and tell that lie time out we don't need y'all. And we do. I mean, just keeping it real. So, but I want to give a shout out to one particular sister. I ain't gonna call no name. She ought to know who she is. But it seemed like every time me and her path cross, whether it's online or whether it's in person, if the setting is right for it, it always seems like we go off into debate. She know who I'm talking about. But I won't let her know that I take my hat off to her, and I never see myself as debating her, but more getting into the dialogue. We are actually so much alike. Ain't but a few days really separate the dates of birth. But I just want to give you a shout out and let you know this ain't nothing about trying to get with you and all that, cause I ain't never said nothing to you out the way really like that. Nothing to some of the silly KennyKen stuff I do on lying to everybody. But I just want to, take my hat off to you. And I want to give a shout out to a brother out there. I love my brothers too. And let him know that I see your work, brother. And I just want to kind of encourage you a little bit to just stay strong. I know you're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff right now. But I know where you're at. Because approximately about 10 years ago, I was pretty much right there in your same boat. You're doing great works, and I want to let you know a lot of people looking up to you. And the few times that I've been in your presence, we actually had a chance to say a few things, I always let you know that, I was on your side. I know you think you're the top shelf and everything, but we're going to let you have that little bit. Do right, just going to get in and come around and eat free. Because I always be able to get a meal from my brother. So I want to let you know that, a lot of us see you. And as we move on into what we've been taught, it was a new year and we're going into a new season now. I'm looking to see greater things from you, brother. And I know a lot of the sleepless nights sometimes, they be worth it. May not seem that way now. So I want to let you know that. And I'm kind of obligated myself to go play chord because I got to do the daddy thing. But, and all that, that's it. We're going to see, can we end this one? And my laptop kind of messing up on me a little bit. But we're going to do something and figure out a way to make this thing work out and everything. So we asking that everybody be good and y'all take care. and be looking for more things from KennyKen, Reverend Do Right, in the future. Coming back with a few solutions on some things. Don't want to just talk about all the problems and not give our people, offer the people a way out, whether they take it or not. I mean, you can lead folk to water, you can't make them drink it. So I'm gonna pull this information I got in a cup somewhere, cause the one I got running over, and I need some more containers to put it in. And everybody have a wonderful and joyous New Year's, and let us come out this year more stronger and more focused, like we need to be. See, and do the thing that we need to do for our people. We got to keep building on what we already doing. We ain't got to change nothing. We just got to keep being brothers and sisters and being self-governed. See, that's the key right there. We got to come out and be self-governed. We ain't got no reason, shouldn't have no reason for the police or nobody else to have to come out and manage our affairs. We should be able to clean up our areas and do what we're doing, but not harming nobody else. So we can keep building our thing, and we can keep doing our thing, and we become more willing. We become more eager, more ready to love one another like brothers and sisters again. See, that's the one thing that most of us had in our early years. We didn't have a lot of things, but we had each other. And that's enough. We sang a song in the church that came out a few years ago that was popular. Say, as long as I got sweet Jesus, I don't need nobody else. Well, if we see ourselves as the Jesus and supply all of our own needs by loving each other, I cannot say that I am your brother unless I want for you the same thing I want for me. The same thing I want for my family, I gotta want for your family. So how can we say we loving this thing that we call a God whom we ain't never seen? Then we say it's a spirit. It ain't a man, but we call it he or him. We don't say it. So we got a lot of challenges ahead of us. A lot of us know a lot of these things already. Because things ain't as slow as sometimes they may seem like they is. You know, you make time. Time ain't. You make time through motion, and we've been making motion, and you can feel the energy or the electricity from that motion. But as long as we come out and we be self-governed, we can do things, we can provide, we can do more things. I'm going to show y'all how powerful it is. See? Because these are things we don't look at as a people, and we don't see how we are so blessed. But we keep reaching for something that somebody else got. And every time we feel like we're close to getting it, they change the rule. And that's what it is. Look at this. Most of us got more clothes in our closet than we can wear. And a lot of these clothes ain't even hurt. Even me, I got outfits I might have wore one time. My daughter said the other night that she got $1 million. I think I posted that video with y'all watching. It said she'll buy me some more closet space. So if I post it, y'all heard it, y'all know it. Y'all seen it. And so we got all these clothes. Our sister got shoes stacked up got a whole closet just for their shoes. Some of our women like that now. Some of these shoes they done wore 1, 2, 3 times. Ain't even hurt. See? Now imagine if we all went in together and we see it. For the next 3 years, we ain't buying no more clothes out no more store. Nowhere. And everybody clean out their closet. Take a little time. A lot of us out of work ain't doing nothing. Sitting around the house. Talking about we ain't got nothing to do. On Facebook, talking shit. Because I do it sometime too. Just being real. Them clothes, iron them. Put them on hangers. But where we gonna put all them clothes? Well, they got a whole bunch of spaces and buildings around here. Warehouses, closed down, bad economy. Some more got churches with basements and stuff, you know. Some more got garages we ain't using. And we got out. And we rounded up the abundance of the first fruit, which is called the tithe. And we put our children to work. We got the summer coming up. And we got teenage children that ain't gonna have nothing to do because the state ain't providing them nothing. And so what we got them hanging out on the corner doing nothing. Let them iron up some of the clothes. Let them put them on the hanger. You're feeding them. You're teaching them to do something. And it's also teaching us to serve one another. That's just real. And we take these clothes, we do what we got to do. Even if we put them all together, we contract the work out to one of the local cleaners. Go and get a good rate for the amount of clothes you got. Because them folk want to eat. You feel me? And we go through them. The one that real good, we put them out. You know, they ain't hurt. You know, you gonna have some messed up and this, that, and other. But you going in the store buying jeans with holes in them already. So you can go pay $40 for a pair that got the hole took off the knee and up the side. But then you're too good. You think you're too good to wear something that had a little wear in it, because somebody else done wore it. But when you go over there to the other people and buy it, somebody done wore it too. Because somebody done put it on their ass and tried it on. Because you go in places and try on stuff. And they're all of us. There's all of us. See? That way what we're doing is we building ourselves an economic base. And we're using the resource or energy that we got. Yeah, but we ain't buy no clothes. And these stores gonna close down. Well, hell, let them close. You got clothes to wear already? So what good them clothes stores gonna do? Because we about can close ourselves with what we got for the next 10 years. I mean, let's be real. If they close, they close.
Too bad.
There you go. See, that came out the mouth of a child. It's just too bad on them. Because they've been making us economic chumps for too long. See? And then, show you how more powerful it is. See, I'm going to tell you what. White folk don't like when black folk go to talking about doing something for themselves. See, white folk don't like if black folk ain't including white folk in on what black folk doing. That's just real. You can look at it any kind of way. You can get mad. You can call it racist. You can call it what you want. But that's just real. They don't like that. But if we don't start doing something for ourselves, we're going to find ourselves with no job. We're going to find ourselves starving with nothing to eat. They already showing y'all and trying to tell us they don't want us no more. They tired of us. Because they got them new niggas now. Yeah, they got them new niggas. Some of them niggas called Mexicans. Some of them niggas called Asians. Some of them niggas called Indians. See? I went and picked up a load of chicken. And this plant I went to was nothing but Asian, maybe Philippine, Asian looking people. That grade. Indonesia, somewhere around in there. That's kind of, from what I saw. I mean, I ain't go in great facial detail, but you can tell they were what we call today Asian people. They ran the whole plant. The plant was they. Well, our chicken processing plant. So we can process our own food. See, there's enough work for us to do. Just housing and clothing and feed one another. But we don't think like that. Because we want to so-called make it in somebody else's system. That ain't designed for us to make it. It's designed for us to serve it. That's what they don't like. It scares a lot of black folk when you talk like this. Especially if white folk rhyme. Because a lot of them will agree with you in private. They'll send you a little private inbox note. But they ain't going to comment on the status. They ain't going to even click like it. In the same way in real life, when you buy the share, they agree with you, but when you get around white folk, they hold their head down, won't say nothing. Same thing. And all that really is a form of self-hatred. I don't hate white folk. They ain't did nothing to me, personally. But I have to be remindful of the history. When I look at the history of my people and the history of their people, then I see the history of the way they people done did my people. I'd be a damn fool to think them people gonna do me any better than they people did my people. Just being real. If you can follow along with Peter Pumper, Pick the Packer, y'all follow them. Some of y'all can do them better than white folk. But it's the truth. And that's what we got to deal with now. It's the truth. And the truth alone that will set you free. Even the Jesus y'all say y'all believe in. Even the Jesus some of y'all be trying to preach told y'all that. But then when y'all want to preach him and tell people about him, y'all forget all that. That's like you don't know nothing about that. Just being real. See, I got the guts. Now, whatever you want to call it, well, you call it God, cup, cradle, whatever you call it, whatever name you want to tattoo. Word ain't got no power until you get the energy with your thought and your emotion. But an avenue been provided for me to run my mouth. This better than talking to myself. I like talking to myself. But sometimes I have to talk to myself because most of y'all ass so stupid you can't even keep a good conversation going with you. If you ain't talking something foolish, most of y'all can't say nothing. You can't talk solution. You're scared to talk the problem. And that's just real. And there's a lot of people like me that have great information and want to work together. But a lot of us let fear stop us from coming together. Let's start sharing some information. Let's start working together. Now look, already here in Georgia, the new governor already saying they want to hear first priorities when he get in the office is he planning on cutting the budget across the state. And I think it's something like, don't quote it, 100,000 jobs or something. Don't quote it. But some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Because see, some of y'all will be looking to try to search everything that I say and try to find one little thing so you can really say, see, he telling a lie. He don't know what he talking about. He this and he that. But somebody know what I'm talking about. That include teachers, firemen, policemen, sheriffs, city workers, state workers, office workers. They're working in the, they depend on the government for their source to feed themselves, to house themselves. Then you got a lot of people who unemployment is about to run out. They're real now. Not just in Georgia, but the whole damn country. Now, a while back, see somebody out there can testify, and if you can, don't be afraid to say, yeah, you were right about that part. If you watching this part right now, or any part that you hear in one of my videos, and if you can identify with it, don't be afraid to put a comment and say, well, yeah, that's right there, that part right there, right. You might not can verify everything, but the part you can verify, verify. So we all can be edified. I posted a while back a video called Tent City. You're about 3 or 4 videos. And it showed you a whole bunch of white folk in California who had lost their house through the first mortgage thing that failed and went bad. Because of that adjustable rate thing, and when the interest rate changed, those that were paying might have paying $600 a month, their mortgage jumped up to $1,200, $1,300 a month. Now these folks had jobs, at least at the time. But they couldn't afford the mortgage. And because they defaulted on the mortgage, their credit was bad. And they couldn't lease nothing else. Because the lease company would not lease them an apartment. So a lot of them lost a lot of stuff they had. Their furniture. And they were living in what they call Little Tent City. Now I posted a video. You ain't seen it. It wasn't meant for you to see it. But don't say the video don't exist. Even if you can't find it now. Because somebody seen it. Because I posted it. And so now what gonna happen? What gonna happen for us right here? Right here in Minnesville now. Cause I can't worry about what's going on in goddamn California. Cause we got a lot of stuff finna start going on right here in Georgia. And right here in Milledgeville. That we gotta be ready for. Cause it's coming. Whether you think so or not. How we gonna eat? Most of us don't even know how to plant a garden. You know our granddaddies Most of our granddaddy farmed a little bit. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. My granddaddy, both of my granddaddy had garden, had hogs, chickens, at one time or another. We had plum tree, peach tree, pear tree. Where all that at now? Cause see, we ain't got none of that no more. Cause a lot of us, not a lot of us, I gotta take this thing back just a little bit farther. Cause it's the truth. All of us gotta look at it. Even my mama and my daddy even gotta look at the arrow in their generation in order for us to get right. The book called it the Day of Atonement. See, that's what the book called it, the Day of Atonement. And we all got to atone one to another. So the younger generation got to atone to the younger generation, to the older generation. And the older generation got to atone to the younger generation.
Amen.
That's just biblical principle. Or better yet, it's called the law of gratification. No, it ain't that law. It ain't that law. It's called the law of redemption. Everybody, everything got to be redeemed. That's the law of redemption. Now, my grandmama, my granddaddy, and then both my granddaddy, like I said, we had trees and fruit trees. They farmed. My granddaddy, my mama, daddy, he put wood. Did a lot of things. Worked on cars. It was nothing that man couldn't do. A lot of y'all know. I know a lot of y'all grandmamas and stuff know. They call them little dad wives.
Yippee.
You know, it wasn't nothing that man couldn't do. But now, while we was out there trying to give, got to back it up. I told you I had to go back. While my mama knew and my daddy knew was out there trying to give us all the things that they thought they didn't have. They stopped giving us what they did have.
Thanks.
So a lot of us start coming away from out in Bryan Crossing, out in Deep Step, out in Beulah, out by Flat Rock, out by the lake. Our people used to be out there. We started coming up and out across the river, where we had land, where we could grow food, where we could raise our chicken, we could raise our own hogs, where we could do shit for ourselves. That's why my granddaddy didn't work so damn hard. And we start giving up everything we had. White folk went out there and started buying up our granddad and them land like nothing. And some of our people have some land. Listen now. Our people have some land. Here's some. For somebody who ain't got no job, you ain't got nothing to do. You sitting at home, you're on Facebook. Even though Facebook is all about you making a booty book, or whatever kind of book you want to call it. You get a little unemployment, so you're making it. You know, you're struggling a little bit, but you're making it. But you ain't got nothing to do. How about going downtown? And going in there and asking them folk in the city hall. Asking them folk down at the tax commission office about land patents. And see how they start looking at you. Because it's something they want you to know. Because that's how deep this thing is. So we start coming out the land. And everybody else start buying up that land. We start coming over the time buying up little lots. Quarter-acre lot. Because we want to live in time. And we tired of doing for ourselves. Because we black and we damn proud. And now my children can go to school with white children. And I'm making it now. And a lot of our mamas working out the Central State had at that time what they call a CNA, which was a HFT. Probably was an A back in the 60s, because about every 8-9 years they changed the job titles up on them. They just changed the name, that's all. And they started going out to nursing school and getting these little piece of paper to tell them they were some. Not saying they wasn't. That ain't what I'm trying to say. Can't want nobody to get mad. Because they trying to make my word be what they want them to be. So then they start coming out the kitchen. They start feeding the children good cooked meals. And now Sarah Lee was cooking for us. Betty Crocker cooking for us. Could white folk make her think she's somebody, cause now she making 50 cents more than daddy making. So daddy can't tell her shit. And she a diva. And it happened in a lot of the families. We left everything we had. Looking over in somebody else's yard. And it looked like that grass was greener and prettier. But then, the more we stay over there playing in their yard, we let our yard go to waste. Grass growing up, it ain't cut tall at the house. Can't even see the one that could have weed got them covered. And if a house ain't got no windows, it ain't got no soul. Because it ain't got no eyes. And the eyes is the window to the soul. And it's just real. I mean, we can deal with it and let it alone and get mad about it, but it is what it is. I can't help because it coming through me like that. But that's just what it is. It is what it is. So we left everything we had. Look, I remember had our own street. Right in the Ville. Some of y'all remember it too. And we called it Nigger Street. That's what we called it. Nigger Street. Bus station to be right across the park, Piggly Wiggly. At a market on the corner. I think Hollandworth had a shop down there. And Bobby Streisand had the #1 hit. Cause you're riding in the little Mustang that we had. You know good, you know good, you know good, baby, you know good. Y'all remember that song? Well now, on the real, it ain't changed. Pew Lane been swapped around. Pew Billy been towed down. But hell, it's still Nigger Street. If we be real about it. Just now somebody else controlling it. Because we gave it up. I remember, like on Sundays, after church, it seemed like everybody, especially, the summer months and spring months, everybody had a woman softball team. By every neighborhood had a woman softball team and a man baseball team. And on Sunday after church, we had our own recreation system going on. We had our own recreation system going on. And somebody be selling peanut, somebody selling soda, somebody selling beer, somebody selling corn whisk, somebody selling weed. Yeah, y'all know we're doing it. Come on now. Somebody selling tater chip, cookies. And we pay $1 to come in, watch the game. The whole team took up, cause they was chipping in their money. They can't buy the uniform, but they needed money for the gas and this, that, and another. And it was something we were doing. John kind of had a couple teams, Gordon had a few teams, and Woods kind of had some, and Baldwin kind of had some, and we had our own system going. We were doing our own thing. What happened there? Anybody want to talk about it? Y'all niggas scared? What happened to that? I mean, really, what happened to that? Let me tell you what happened. They tricked us again. They had us give us everything we had going. And see, all that was going on around the same time with the Nigger Street thing. See? That when everybody thought the state job will always be in Milledgeville. You know what I'm saying? And if you had a job at the state, you were secure. Because they told you a lot with the benefit. They offered you some stuff, but every time it come time for you to collect it, they ain't never got it. Why that so? I can't help it by I say the thing and talk about the thing y'all scared to talk about. I won't die anyway. You ain't gonna make me or no break me. Somebody feed me. I hope y'all love me enough to feed me. Damn, I am your brother. You buy dogs and shit and feed them. Anyhow. So what happened there? What happened to the Nigger Street we were running? What happened to the recreation park we had? See, they tricked us. We started getting up all our stuff again. That was the same way. Same way now. Same time period. The same way we started leaving granddad in the land, moving over here, getting a little half-acre land, in a little brick house. The room is so tight, if you poop, you blow the roof off the house. Because you're watching the Jefferson, and we trying to be like George and Weezer, and just move on up a little bit. And do the JJ thing and have a good time every now and then. In the same way we left granddaddy in the land. Because we were tired of granddaddy making up plot of field. We were tired of shelling peas, picking tomatoes. We were tired of toting watermelon. But we were moving on up. Because we can go get an HLT job and wipe shit and clean white folk ass. And that's real. And you can't see it in the eye, leave it alone. And you thought we was somebody. And then look how they tricked us. And sold us a right on movement. White man making all the picks with the damn fist on it. Y'all know, cause a lot of y'all used to wear their afro with the pick in it. And we hollering right on, and taking our money over there to buy a pick cause it got a fist on it just to say a slogan. Cause they done paid one of them scribes and Pharisees to lead your ass astray and give you a slogan. Like change. Change is coming. And we gave up everything we had. Because we don't want to be who we is. We don't want to love one another. We keep trying to look like and fit in with everybody else. But we can't get along with one another. Then we say we love Jesus and we ain't seen it. We love God. And I'm so lost for Jesus. And that because y'all know we do it. I done did it. You do it. But we don't love one another. I mean, I could go a whole lot deeper on them, but half y'all ain't gonna feel it no way. Most of y'all gonna find a reason not to like it. You do everything you can to find something wrong with what your brother trying to say, and I'm trying to help your ass. I'm trying to help all our ass. So all our children can eat. So we can be a family again. And be self-governed. Somebody feel it. It's just time the slave go free. White folks say they free though. Honest, they ain't supposed to been free though. But how we gonna say we free? How we gonna say we equal? And we don't do nothing for ourselves. White man make toilet paper to wipe his ass. We don't even make paper to clean our ass. And most of the thing we too good to use the damn need to wash your ass. You say we equal to them. They got airplanes that they build and design. They got big booming empires and businesses. And they fly all over the world doing business. Trading. And swapping goods and services. Anything they want, they make. They don't pray to no God to drop nothing out the damn air. They get busy and they bring it about. White man tell you, he been to the moon. He done made a damn airplane and went to the moon. You want to be equal, and your ass ain't even been out of the state of Georgia. White man make no contraptions, put shit in their mouth, and go down in the water, take pictures of things, go deep, go 5, 6 miles, and leave that reteller in the water, showing you different stuff down there. And you want to talk about you equal. Well, we all God cheering. We all, shut your mouth. You don't know what you talking about. You just saying some stuff because you done heard somebody else say it. And that shit sound good to you, to hear yourself saying it. But you don't believe that. Because you don't live there. Whatever you believe, that's what you live. Because you ain't going to do nothing past what you believe. You ain't going to do nothing past what you believe to be wrong. But if you don't think that wrong, you'll sleep with everybody man and everybody husband in Georgia. If you don't think it wrong. But if you think it wrong and you believe that it's wrong strong enough, you ain't going to do that. Just is what it is. But see, we keep getting on everything we got, trying to be somebody else. It's like anything somebody call us, we answer to. But if somebody that look like us bring us a piece of information, even if the information can help us, by the fact that they brought it from us and they look like us and we don't like us because we want to be somebody else. We don't want to hear things they got to say. But then you hear white folks saying it right. And I ain't talking about all white folk. I ain't talking about all white folk. So don't y'all be tripping y'all good house nickels that Malcolm X talked about. Don't y'all get all up in the air. Don't get all up in the air about this thing, cause it ain't even that serious. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And we keep chasing stuff that ain't real, that we never really obtain. And then we walk around here like we some, like we betting each other. Look at everybody that went to school between, that graduated between 85, I'm just talking about along there with me now, between 85 and 90. See, 87 and 89, between 85 and 89. At Baldwin High School. It came through that one time where you went to school and graduated there from a knocker. I didn't graduate from Baldwin. But I'm still the class of 87. They're my brothers and sisters. Don't care what nobody say. And I love them niggas and die for them. All of them. My brothers and my sisters. And they know I love them. And go out my way, do anything for any of them. With their reason now. But notice how a lot of us, we all went there. 4-8 camp together. A lot of us was in the hall together in the school, you know, interchangeably, you know. The 85 and the 89 went together, but still, y'all know what I'm saying. A lot of us drunk out the same milk cartons, ate out the same plate, built on the same booties. Went with the same boy. Stayed on each other's house. My grandmama stayed there by your aunt and we always come over there and play. Then we got up. About 3, 4, 5 years went away. Some of us went on to what we thought were higher learning. Some of us left here a few years. You know, we all had our own little different paths and stuff we had to go through. And now we see each other. And we too good to even speak to one another. If we do speak, we speak dry and cold. Because he drank liquor. And I don't drink. And I don't want to be around folk that drink. Always find a reason not to like them who you think you better than. But every time you used to go to your cousin there and y'all would live, you used to be hunching on it. Playing mom and dad. Y'all know we did that. And especially if you're with your husband around people who you think got some higher learning too. Because you feel like now you know something and you're somebody. When you were little and you come on your aunt in the house, you come on my yard and you play basketball. You have no problem. We buddies. Now, because you got a job at YDC, and they told you something, because you got a little criminal justice degree. You too good to come down in the hood now. Y'all know we do these things. And I ain't trying to advocate everything that I'm saying went on with me, but I'm just trying to show us some things. How we say we love one another. And we see each other in need. And to make ourselves feel good, we always try to pick out somebody who we think we better than to uphold our own fucking self. They say, well, ooh, I'm a little messed up, but I'm sure glad. Ain't like that. But you the same damn thing. Just something else. Bob even tell us that. There's a passage that shows where there was a certain man Pharisees or something in there. I can't put it all out right now. I just hopped in like that. But he thanked Jesus that he would that he wasn't like the other man. I thank God I ain't liking him. But you say you're a sinner. And sin is sin. And it's real. I would kind of feel to kind of drop these little words and put them down. Sometimes when things move, you have to go with them. Even if you have to keep them for another day. But it just had to be put down like it is. And I want y'all to know that I love us. But I want to see us do better in the coming days, weeks, months, and years. And let us work to be a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and stop being damn gangs in the hood. See, because sometimes we look at our children, especially my generation and the day we in right now. And the world done told her our children bad. World done told her our children dumb. They call them things like underprivileged, less fortunate, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And when we look on TV, because we don't control that avenue and the images that they put up on it, they show us our children in a negative light. So they make movies with our people who think they making it. Because white folk gave them a little more money so they can lease a big old house to shoot a damn video. Or they gave them a little more money to take a damn ball and throw it to a damn loop. Or give them a little more money to get on TV and cut the damn food. They're real now. But listen to it and stop getting mad at me because I'm saying it. Because it's real. Look how now. I'm tell you how they do now. Look how. Somebody all most of us look up to as somebody who made it. Back when I was a little boy, he did a cartoon.
Dad, are you done yet?
I'm on, boo-boo. I gotta get this down. I'm almost through, okay? Can you give me a few more minutes?
Okay.
All right. After you so patient, that's why I love you, right? But he had this cartoon that come on Saturday. And it was called Fat Album. And then this man,
What?
he did a movie called Is it which way is up? Well, he dressed it like a damn buffoon. Put shades on. And skirted and poked around. Creating an image of us. Because white folk gave him good money. And then in his cartoon, he talked it worse than what I'm talking. As far as what they call ebonics. And I know my speech off compared to what some people think would be proper or be right. But there's a lot of other variables in there. Remember, I ain't got a lot of teeth. So that also stopped me from pronouncing a lot of words. So a lot of my words sound distorted. And then, now, after this man done got rich, I'm making her look like damn fool to the world. Because a lot of these movies he played in, a lot of these characters he did, especially in the early years, made us as a people look bad. And now they sending this stuff all over the world. And the Japanese looking at it. And they put the Japanese voice to it. The Chinese looking at it. They put the Chinese voice to it in China. The Spanish people looking at it. They put the Spanish sign on and they're talking in Spanish. And creating an image to the world of us. See, we were just glad to see somebody that looked like us on white folk TV. They're real now. We didn't know what the plan was behind it. We were just happy to see something that looked like us and they made it because it done got closer with up there where we think we want to be. Up there, they made sit down and eat and use the bathroom next to a white man. Then after he done did all this, and he done got rich, and his folk living good, and he got millions and billions of dollars. But now, then he gonna have the nerve to get up and say black folk, especially young black folk, need to learn how to speak English and stop talking Ebonic when that Negro started the shit. But in a lot of our eyes, we just see him and made it because the nigga got money. And you think money is making it. For now, anytime white folk let you make their money, Negroes feel like they some because they got money from white folk. But in the Bible, the question was posed to Jesus about should they pay tribute to Caesar. So Jesus asked him, he said, who's inscription on it? Or who picture on it? Who name on it? They said Caesar. So he said, give unto Caesar the thing that belonged to Caesar. And render the things unto God, unto God. Well, I'm here to tell you. Anytime white folk give you money like that, because you foolish enough to do things for them to make your people look bad. And all your money and everything you got the scripture of Caesar on it. Then you just Caesar nigga. Because Caesar gonna control you. Especially if you're afraid to walk away from Caesar. Because you feel like ain't nothing in it for you if you ain't over there with Caesar. Because you got to be over there with Caesar. But then you can add Tiger Woods. When Caesar get tired of you, Caesar still gonna give you your nigga card that you can't try back in. Isn't it real? It's real now. Know the how. Cause we gotta bring this thing home a little bit. Know the how right here in the bill. Gonna step on some toes, but I ain't trying to call nobody out, but it's just what it is. Know the how right here in the bill. You got a certain group of families, and I'm talking about them on black folk, that seem like their children and grandchildren and stuff always get the scholarship. They always get the playing time on the high school team. They always make the paper for everything they do. For everything they do. But the masses of the people suffer. And there's an unequal and an unbalance in the structure. Then you'll find among these people, a lot of them get to be the city council, like they get the good city jobs. You know, they get the positions. You might get hired at the board of education too, but you got sweet flow. But they took a few classes and they get the secretary job. But you know a whole lot more than what they know and can spell better than them. You know? Somebody know what I'm talking about. And in a lot of ways, all are connected to them. We played with them, went to school with them. We were cool then. And even then, when they see the day, they always gonna smile and shake your hand. Because they were taught to smile and shake your hand. Then the one come around you, tell you what the city said. Because the city always gonna send a nigga to a nigga. And so they send him over to you. And even if he know the code, they get you out of there. And know he ain't got to do that like that. He come over there and do that dirty work. You know what I'm saying? He come want to do the dirty work. Now you and him can't get along, then he want to throw up. Now I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my job. Yeah, I gotta eat too. I'm just doing my job. But see now, that's the same thing Judah did to Jesus. Because Judah sold out to the Roman army. He was just doing his job. And he sold out Jesus now for 30 pieces of silver. And here you will, setting out your people. 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces of silver. With that $30,000 a year. Maybe somebody go back and check what the salary is on them city jobs and see if they equal to 30 pieces of silver. But now, I got to come to their aid. Because they my brothers and sisters too. And I love them. And then some of us look at ourselves. They ain't up there where they at. How we gonna have our brother on the city council? But then we too weak to go down there to the city council meeting. But we ain't doing them on Facebook, on the cell phone, texting and talking about folk. Trying to play better than one another. And we won't even go down there and sit in the city board meeting. All we got to do is go down there to the board meeting. We ain't even got to say nothing. Just go down there and keep your mouth closed and just listen. Now that might give him a little more balls to open his mouth. But we want him to be down there fighting for us. But we don't want to be down there fighting for him. See, when we start showing up, white folks start looking. White folks start getting nervous. You ain't got to say a whole bunch of stuff. When they had a city board meeting, or the school board meeting, city council meeting, we shouldn't have no less than 100 people in there. We got retired people. You ain't doing that. You got grandchildren. You got nieces and nephews. They're coming up behind you. You got great-grandchildren. What is going to hurt you? You get up to go play bingo. You go out to the store to play your numbers. You go to the liquor store, get your little shot. And some of them even going to Trace Hopper buying batteries. And their grandmamas retired. That might have been wrong, but it is what it is. You 65-year-old, got high blood pressure. You right here trying to be a sugar daddy. No, you can't do nothing. But you can't go to the board meeting and just sit down there and listen to what happened and see what kind of laws and what kind of stuff they're trying to do for your grandchildren. Every city meeting they have, it really should be no less than 200 people there, and everybody ain't got to go to the same meeting all the time. But just by the fact that we show up, they start changing the words they're using. They start changing the way they allocate the money. But if I was over there on the city council, and y'all niggas that come out and bag me, I get the money too. So I can't blame them. We can't blame them. We all in this. See, we gotta be brothers and sisters again. We gotta be brothers and sisters again. It ain't all of us either. I mean, it ain't some of us, it's all of us. All of us are part of this. You know, I don't hate white folk. Alright, y'all. I gotta end in this session. If I can find out how to get my